Prosecutors say a Baltimore County officer was justified when he shot and killed an armed man. But tonight, an attorney for that man's family says they want a grand jury to make a decision. Hello, everyone. I'm Nicole Baker.
And I'm Rick Ritter. Now, the family of Robert Johnson Jr. says he is not getting justice. And it comes just days after police released graphic video showing the deadly confrontation last month between Johnson and a veteran police officer in Essex.
WJZ investigator Mike Helgren tells us why the Johnson family is pushing so hard for a grand jury. He's live at the Circuit Courthouse in Towson with more. Hey, Mike.
Hi, Nicole. Hi, Rick. His interpretation of that video is far different than the state's attorney's office. He says Johnson never pointed a weapon at that officer.
You don't shoot someone in the back that's running away with you, even though they have a gun, and the law is very clear on that.
Prominent defense attorney Warren Brown represents the family of Robert Johnson Jr., who a Baltimore County police officer shot and killed last month.
You got your license, bud? Oh, don't!
It unfolded after the officer was called to Skipjack Court in Essex following a neighbor's complaint about a large party. Brown is demanding a grand jury investigate the shooting.
This is a police officer. They have a lot of power. They have the power of life and death.
Police say when Officer Knight, county police do not provide first names, encountered Johnson, the 29-year-old was armed. Johnson dropped his weapon, picked it up, and ran. We're not showing the fatal shots in the graphic video. Police and prosecutors say this highlighted still frame shows Johnson pointing his gun at Officer Knight. Johnson's family disagrees.
Pointing the gun back at the officer shows him to be a continuous threat to the officer. He's maintaining control of that weapon, and he is making a decided decision to point it at the officer.
Her interpretation of this is this.
On the ground! On the ground!
At least one of the officer's bullets pierced the door of Johnson's brother's apartment. He was shot as well, but survived.
It's like a war zone. And so he first instinctive thing he does is grab the children and cover them, and he ends up getting hit.
While prosecutors have no plans to file charges against Officer Knight, Johnson's family hopes they'll let the grand jury make that decision.
Give them everything and let them decide whether or not, as we believe, that this shooting was not justified.
Now, prosecutors say Johnson was prohibited from having a weapon. He'd just been released from federal prison. They say the handgun he did have was stolen out of Virginia. Warren Brown says that should have no bearing on this investigation. By the way, Officer Knight is back on duty in Essex. Reporting live at the Circuit Courthouse in Towson, Mike Helgren, WJZ.